Time now for your forewarned weather with Thomas Keyboy.
Good morning, Utah, and happy Friday. We made it to the end of the work week, and as we close out the work week, we're going to see a stormy day, especially across the northern two-thirds of the state. That's thanks to a cold front that's currently moving through, and during the overnight hours across northern Utah, we've seen rain and snow. Most of it at this point is just straight snow. A little bit of snow in the high country in southern Utah, mainly south of I-70, and a mix of rain and snow as you make your way into eastern Utah. But we'll go ahead and focus on northern Utah for the time being, where we have spotty snow showers throughout Utah County, mainly in the high terrain. Got a little bit of light snow near Point of the Mountain and throughout the southern portion of the Salt Lake Valley. At this point in the Salt Lake Valley, most of our roads are running wet, but during the overnight hours, we saw a healthy burst of snow for the northern Wasatch Front from Salt Lake City more or less up to Ogden. We do have some slushy conditions out there. While if you're traveling through our canyons, Parley's Canyon, Weber Canyon, and up towards Sardine Canyon, you can expect some very slushy roads, while we'll also have some steady snow that continues up around Logan. So even after this batch of snow moves through, we'll still hold on to that chance as we go throughout the day. And in the high country throughout central and northern Utah, we do have winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories posted. Winter storm warning remains in effect through 11 o'clock this evening for the Wasatch Mountains, while the Wasatch Back, western Uintas, the Wasatch Plateau and Book Cliffs, and the Central Mountains are in a winter weather advisory also through 11 o'clock this evening. So if you're traveling in those spots in particular, make sure that you're very careful out on the roadways, as we will be looking at potentially times of heavy mountain road snow. But even along the I-15 corridor from the Utah-Idaho line all the way down to the I-15, I-70 interchange, we could be looking at periods of road snow and slush. So just as we go throughout the day, just be careful as you hit the road through the day, just because we'll be looking at that chance for scattered snow showers. Here's the current view from the Alta Snow Stake, where within the last 12 hours we basically picked up half a foot of snow. You absolutely love to see it, but when we talk about our road conditions, that will lead to some treacherous conditions. Meanwhile, if you're heading up to the slopes for today, as we head into this upcoming weekend, for all the skiers and the boarders, this is definitely some good news. Here's the current view as you make your way towards the US 89 and I-84 interchange. We still have a little bit of snow coming down, and that snow is blanketing the roadway. I have seen a few plows move through, and you can actually see that truck right there spraying a little bit of that snow that's on the roadways. And I'm just going to be a broken record. If you're traveling throughout northern Utah, especially in the high country, be careful out there. In southern Utah, you might be thinking, what cold front? It's relatively quiet and blanding, and if you're in the southernmost portion of the state, you'll likely see a mix of sun and clouds by this afternoon with daytime highs that'll be about 5 degrees cooler compared to what we saw yesterday. Now, as you head out the door currently, most of us are waking up with temperatures mainly in the 20s and 30s. While on the Wasatch Front, we do have some of those freezing temperatures, so at this point, anything that falls from the sky could stick out on the roadways. Let's go ahead and begin the futurecast. We'll start this at 8 o'clock this morning, and even though we'll be looking at that chance of snow right now, it's going to continue from mid-morning into the afternoon. And with those winds out of the northwest, could see some lake enhancement and even some lake effect. So scattered snow showers expected to continue across the northern half of the state, more or less through the afternoon, with maybe some snow stretching as far south as Beaver and maybe northern Iron County. Hold on to that chance into this evening, with maybe an even better chance for some lake effect snow showers. This is showing mainly Tooele County being the bullseye right there, but those snow showers could be further east just depending on the direction of the winds. Then from late tonight into the overnight hours, we'll be looking at that snow gradually winding down as the moisture begins to move away to the east. And then for our Saturday, with those winds out of the north, it's going to be a cold and quieter day across the Beehive State, with daytime highs that are going to be below our seasonal averages across the board. Here's what it looks like when it comes to our snow potential as we go throughout the rest of the day today. While our northern Utah valleys could see between 1 to 4, 3 to 7, potentially up for our benches, 4 to 8 for mountain valleys, 5 to 10 for most northern Utah mountains, with isolated pockets seeing between 8 to 16, including in the upper Cottonwoods. And based on the snow that we have seen to this point, I think we're on track for that. Your regional forecast in northern Utah will see those daytime highs mainly in the 20s and 30s, and outside of any wet weather, you can expect either partly to mostly cloudy skies, while down in southern Utah, we'll see mainly mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, with daytime highs that'll mainly be in the 30s and 40s, with a few exceptions, as St. George and Lake Powell will likely see daytime highs in the low to mid 50s. In St. George, we'll see partly cloudy skies and those breezy conditions, and then by tomorrow, a daytime high might not make it out of the 40s. Then as we go into early next week, a mix of sun and clouds, daytime highs settling in the mid 50s, which is very seasonal for this time of year, with overnight lows near or just below freezing. Then along the Wasatch Front, a good chance for snow showers continues through the day. Again, likely not going to snow all day, but that potential will be there. Maybe a slight chance through the very early morning hours on Saturday, otherwise partly cloudy with a high in the mid 30s. Then into early next week, we'll see daytime highs settle around 40 degrees, overnight lows below freezing, and bringing back a slight chance on Tuesday.